Hello friends, I'm George, the nice smelling gentleman. Welcome back to my channel. I hope that all of you are having a good day. In this video today, I'm going to try to answer the question of how good a $15 fragrance can actually be, or in some cases that I'm going to show you even less than $15. I'm going to tell you how those fragrances that I'm going to show you today smell, how they perform, how close they are to the original scent. And also just wanted to share something out. The topic of today's video was supposed to be something else. I was supposed to do a fragrance review today, but I'll tell you in a minute why I changed my mind. Now, originally I was planning to do a review of this fragrance from Fragrance World called Intro Aftermath. This is a very nice clone of Initius Side Effect, but as you can see, my son yesterday decided that it's a good idea to drop this bottle on a concrete floor, and the actual bottle broke into two pieces. I managed to salvage a bit of the juice in this plastic bottle, maybe like 10 to 15 milliliters out of the 80 milliliters of this fragrance. So I don't feel comfortable doing a review of a broken bottle, but still I'll quickly go over this fragrance. It's a Fragrance World's take, one of their takes, because they have other clones of Side Effect as well on the Initius Side Effect fragrance. It's a very nice fragrance, clone wise actually it's quite good, very decent when it comes to closeness to the original scent. You got pretty much the same notes. You got rum, you got vanilla, you got cinnamon, you got tobacco. Very close to the original scent, maybe like, I don't know, I will give it, if I have to score it, I will score it something like 8.5 or 9 out of 10 points for closeness. Maybe lacks a bit of the depth and a bit of the quality of the tobacco note, but otherwise a very enjoyable scent that has very high quality. But unfortunately I won't do a proper review of this fragrance. So initially I was supposed to review Intro Aftermath from Fragrance World, which is actually a very decent clone of Initius Side Effect. If you enjoy my videos, guys, if you enjoy my content and you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button. That will mean a lot to me. It helps with the growth of my channel. It also motivates me to keep creating more useful content for you guys. And also don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Okay, let's move on to the fragrances that I'm actually going to talk about a little bit more in this video. The first one is from the house of Lattafa and it's called Asraar. It comes in this gray colored bottle. This is a 30 milliliter bottle size, and as far as I know, you know, there are a number of those fragrances, they only come in this bottle size. You cannot find them in bigger bottles, probably less than $10, and you know, it's a small bottle size. As you can see, it has a plastic cap. On the top you got the Lattafa logo, on the front you got the name of the fragrance. It's an EDP concentration. And about the actual scent, this is something very interesting and very close to Paco Rabanne Invictus. Also, this is quite similar to one other Lattafa fragrance, which in this case I'm talking about the Black Hayati fragrance from Lattafa. All in all, very similar. It's a bubblegummy, sweet, youthful type of scent with very decent performance, very decent projection, and all in all, this is a nice alternative to Invictus, as long as you're okay with this tiny bottle size, 30 milliliters. But actually, this can be pretty useful because you can carry it in your pockets and respray over the day. And all in all, this is actually a very decent little fragrance that, as I said, costs at least around here even less than $10. Now, the rest of the fragrances that I'm going to show you in this video, there are a total of 3 fragrances. They come under the same brand, which is called Mega Collection, but actually this is, I think, produced and sold by or distributed by Art Al Zaafaran. So it's a Middle Eastern brand or sub-brand or whatever you want to call it. The first one is called Alone Homme Sport, and when you look at the bottle you can probably guess what this is cloning. This is a clone of Chanel's Allure Homme Sport. It's has decent sprayer, and all in all, scent wise, this actually is surprisingly good, surprisingly close to the original scent. You know, get that fresh like out of the shower blue type of scent. very refreshing, very nice, citrusy opening, some wood, some musks. All in all, as I said, a very nice interpretation of the original scent. In fact, surprisingly good considering how much this cost. But there's one big problem with this fragrance, and that's the performance. Now, the original fragrance isn't like a great performer either, but this thing really underperforms. It's one of the weakest fragrances in my collection. The total performance on my skin has been somewhere around the 3 to 4 hour mark, with a decent projection in the first about 45 minutes. Now, again, as I said in the opening of this video, all fragrances that I'm going to show you are super cheap. The next one, again, when you look at the bottle, you probably immediately recognize what it's trying to be. This one is called Victory Aries, and this thing is a clone of course, Versace Eros. Now, initially when I got this fragrance and I tested it out for the first time, I was thinking that this is probably a clone of the Versace Eros EDT, but then I did some side by side comparison between this, the EDT, Versace EDT, and Versace Eros EDP, and to my nose at least, this leans closer to the EDP variant of Versace Eros. Again, like with the previous fragrance that I showed you, this one has a decent sprayer and scent-wise is surprisingly close to the EDP variant of Eros. You got that sweetness, you got that apple. Again, another youthful, very youthful scent. This one a little bit more orientated towards cold weather, maybe something like a nighttime usage. All in all, the quality of the scent again is very decent considering the price of this thing. But again, like with the first one, there's one major issue with this fragrance, and that's the performance. This one is a little bit better performing compared to the first one. The first one was giving me something like 3 to 4 hours. This thing is maybe close to 4 to 5 hours, so I get about an hour extra of performance out of this fragrance. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, I think this is still not enough, even considering the very low price tag. And the last fragrance that I'm going to show in this video is again from that brand called Mega Collection, and it's called Tobacco Intense. Another bottle design that you'll probably recognize. This is a clone of Carolina Herrera's Mystery Tobacco. This one has the worst sprayer out of the three that I showed you. And scent wise, this is actually another surprisingly good scent. Compared to the original scent, you get that sweet, spicy tobacco, very nice tobacco. There's no harshness. The quality of the scent, the actual quality of the scent is very decent. But again, like with the first two that I showed you, the performance is pretty much subpar. Maybe this one is the best performer out of the three. I get about 5 to 6 hours of performance out of it, which is, let's call it decent. So just to wrap things up, just a few final words. Today I'm trying to answer the question, how good of a scent, how good of a fragrance you can get for $15 or under $15. And I'm going to tell you that only one of the 4 fragrances that I showed you is really worthy of a recommendation, at least for me, and that's the Lattafa Asraar. This thing costs less than $10, scent-wise is very close to something like, Paco Rabanne's Invictus. Has very decent performance, very decent projection, has this cute little bottle. The only downside of this, of course, is the 30 milliliter bottle size, but this is the only one that I can actually recommend out of the 4 fragrances. And I can maybe recommend you this one as well, the Tobacco Intense, the Carolina Herrera Mystery Tobacco clone, if you don't mind the subpar performance, because scent wise this is actually very enjoyable if you like sweet tobacco, spicy scents. This thing has very decent scent profile and slightly subpar performance. If you're okay with something like 5 to 6 hours of performance for a price less than $20, I hope that you can find it for 15 even like I did. You can maybe check this one out as well. But my final verdict is that for $15 or less, you can actually hardly find any good fragrances with decent scents and decent performance. So guys, in today's video I quickly showed you 4 fragrances that cost $15 or less, and I tried to answer the question of can you actually get a decent performing, a decent smelling fragrance for that amount of money. I hope that you found this video interesting. If you did, give it a like, and I also hope that you're going to join me in my next video. And until then, stay safe and bye bye.